the compliment factor. Some fragrances have a higher probability of garnering some positive attention for you. Some, not so much. Some have a high probability and it just doesn't seem to work out for certain individuals, maybe because of the way it's reacting to your skin or who knows what. But in this video, I want to discuss with you 10 that are suited great for the fall time, that just garner a lot of positive attention for myself. And when I wear it, the probability of me receiving a nice positive compliment is much higher. Stay tuned. Jumping right off the gate with a very, very popular fragrance for the fall time is from Mancera, Cedrat Boisé. You know, a lot of people tend to compare this one to Aventus, and no, it's definitely not an Aventus smell. It gives off a similar vibe to Aventus. And you can get these much, much cheaper than Aventus too. Oh man, and the quality's there. It's fruity, it's woody, performs pretty well. You can get them for a really good price from discounters such as Venba Fragrances, which is always in the description if you want to check them out. Right around the $75, $80 range. I believe it's around $75 if you use the $5 off coupon code. Some people report they don't get that great of performance. I, on the other hand, do get between 8 and 10 hours of performance on my skin as far as the longevity is concerned. And I mean, it's a pretty new bottle. Got it at the tail end of last year, beginning of this year. So I'll try to get it to where you can see the batch number, batch code. Very, very good fragrance. Like I said, it's going to give off a similar vibe to Aventus without smelling like Aventus. It's not smoky. There's no pineapple or anything like that. But it is a fantastic standalone fragrance. Signature scent worthy. Do it all kind of stuff. You can wear it dressed up, dressed down, any time of year, but really shines in the fall months for sure. From Mancera, Cedrat Boisé. Next, I actually featured this in my designer list for fall, and it's one that I just can't seem to get enough of lately. I love spraying this one on my arm in the evenings for sure. I just love the way it smells. It's got a lot of depth and a lot of richness compared to the original in this line, and kind of changes it up from the Intense, which is the more popular version prior to this release. And it's Polo Red Eau de Parfum from Ralph Lauren. It's very fruity citrus up top. Ginger's very good in it. It's rich, it's deep, and the compliment factor on this one is very, very, very high, at least in my experience for sure. Kind of youthful and playful with the fruitiness, but any age can pull this one off for sure. It did well for me in the summer. I did wear it a few times in the heat, but I do find that it shines a lot more now that it's going to start transitioning to cool off a little bit. Hell, it's even been in the high 70s, low 80s the last several days here in Houston, which, believe me, that's fall weather for Houston. Okay, might be summers for some of you in certain places, looking at you, Colorado, but that's definitely fall weather for us in South Texas, and it's the time of year to pull out Polo Red EDP for sure. And it is a fantastic fragrance that a lot of people like the way it smells out in the air. Next is one that in my experience just does not get enough love. Probably, well, not the least amount of love in the line, because Intense just doesn't get any love whatsoever. But Invictus Legend from Paco Rabanne. You know, it's another one that made my designer list that always garners me some positive attention. God, I love the way that smells. I say always. Obviously, it's not every single time I wear these fragrances I get some sort of compliment, but the probability, like I stated in the beginning of this video, probability is a bit higher with certain fragrances, and with the entire Invictus line that's the case for me. But this time of year is when I really like to pull out Invictus Legend, and I have worn it once recently so far. I actually did get 2 compliments when I did wear it. I mean, it just works, you know, and a positive attitude and a big smile will go a long way with helping you get some positive attention during your day. Just throwing that out there, a little tidbit, little tip and some advice. But this is one that not a lot of people really give any love to. Ambery, very salty up top, and the bay leaf is real strong in this one. The bay leaf is in pretty much the entire line. I don't think Invictus Aqua has any bay leaf, if I remember correctly, but the rest of them do. But it's most prominent here. It is heightened, and the amber and salt are most pronounced. That's the strongest notes in here for sure. Definitely kind of strays off the path a little bit for an Invictus fragrance because it doesn't smell just like Invictus. And it's actually one of my favorite fragrances for fall. It garners me a lot of positive attention. If you give it a try, it might do the same for you. Next, now that it's cooling off, it's time to pull out one of my absolute favorite fragrances from Happyland Studio. It's full of heliotrope. Ladies like the way the heliotrope smells. Just saying. It's Paisley Sky. This is my 30 ml bottle. That's why it's got the handwritten label. This was a pre-release bottle, but tell you what, the big old spray. Whew. Those of you that have smelled it, man, very wearable, light oud, a whole lot of heliotrope. This is sexy and seductive. This stuff just works with male skin chemistry. It creates this kind of pheromone type of thing going. You just have to sample this one. This is a must try from Happyland Studio. I'm pretty confident in making this statement that if you sample this one, you will end up getting a bottle of it because it's that damn good. Just try it. You'll understand where I'm coming from, and it's a monster in performance too. Happyland Paisley Sky. Chicks dig Paisley Sky. Next is kind of one that goes without saying. And not just my experience, but a lot of you guys' experience, because y'all always tell me in the comments, because when I talk about complimented fragrances and I don't happen to talk about this one, you guys make sure to bring it up. And trust me, I know I have similar experience with it. It just works. It's versatile. People love the way it smells for the most part. It's Versace. Dylan Blue. I get it. I totally get it. At the recording of this video, it's not my scent of the day, but when you're seeing this video, as far as when it goes live, this is my scent of the day, because when I was putting it over here for the video, I sprayed it in the air, I smelled it, and I said, yeah, wear that tomorrow. This is some good stuff, you know? It took a little bit to grow on me. The opening can be a bit much. But man, you give it a few minutes and let that opening calm down, and this stuff works magic out in the air. The scent trail on Dylan Blue, it is what it is. Some people don't care for it, just like some people don't care for aventus, just like some people don't care for red tobacco, and some people don't care for sauvage. And I could go on and on about all these popular fragrances. Popular for a reason. They sell a lot of bottles for a reason. Because for the most part, most people really enjoy them. Nothing short of amazing when it comes to garnering you some compliments. Works good year round, signature scent worthy fragrance, but fall time. Fall may be the best season when it comes to fragrances, because you can still wear the freshies and you can really pull out the more dense, heavier fragrances. And this is somewhere in between that. And that's Versace Dylan Blue. Next, this is relatively new to the collection. At the recording of this video, this was actually my scent of the day. And I gotta tell you, delightful, sophisticated. Picture Mancera red tobacco. Now take the oud and the incense and just pull it out of there. Now you've got the booziness, you've got the tobacco. Let's add a little bit more fruits up top, some peach, some apple. Let's make that vanilla and patchouli a bit more prominent. And you're gonna have a cleaner, more sophisticated version that is made by Argos. Triumph of Bacchus. Yes, look at this gorgeous, gorgeous work of art that is this bottle. The Triumph of Bacchus right there. The Greek mythologies. Does not click into place. That's my only complaint about the presentation. You cannot pick this up by the cap. But I'll tell you what, this fragrance, man. Yes, in the opening, it will remind you of red tobacco. It will. But if you give it a little bit, once the heart really starts coming in and you get into that dry down, it shines. It becomes a different fragrance. It really does. The rum and the tobacco are going to give you a similar opening to that, but this is much cleaner. That's why I say when you pull that incense, if you were to take the incense and the oud away, it'll clean up the fragrance quite a bit. And when I say clean, when you smell it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It smells of higher quality. It really does. The performance is still there. It's maybe not quite as loud. It's still in the heavy to moderate heavy projection off of my skin. Still an all-day spray. Yeah, it's still going, and that was 13 hours ago. All-day spray. The performance is there. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. I'm still doing some more testing on it. I did get 3 compliments today. I had one guy want to spray it on his arm after he smelled it as well, so he could have some on him. So let him spray his arm. That's all he wanted to spray. He could have sprayed it 3 or 4 times if he wanted, but this stuff was a magic elixir in a bottle today. This was, I'm not going to say the talk of work, but it was a good conversation piece with 3 different people throughout my day today, and one that I urge you to try. Samples are available from the Argos website. I'll actually link that down below if you want to check it out with my usual links that are in there. And once again, that's Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. Now this is a new release of 2020 and might just be my favorite release of 2020. It's running a race with a few different fragrances, but absolutely was super excited when this got announced. And then when it became a US release, once it became released in the US, I jumped on it immediately. It's from Viktor and Rolf, Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum. This has garnered me a lot of positive attention so far as well. This is the original, but a whole lot better. A lot deeper, a lot denser. It's a lot more full-bodied. It's creamier. They added a lot to this note breakdown. The pistachio and the nutty notes really make a difference in this one. It really adds a creamy nuttiness, is the best way to describe it. It's just floating in the air. Beast off of my skin. 12 hours, easy, and my God, does it fill a room for like 5 hours. It's just, this is a beast. This is right up there with Extreme. It might possibly perform better than Extreme on my skin. I'll have to do a comparison and wear them both in the same week, but I'm telling you guys, you want an attention getter? Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum. Sample it. I know it's 120 bucks. That testers are starting to hit the gray market and eBay and places like that where you can get it a little bit cheaper than paying retail like I did. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's worth the retail. It's a damn good fragrance, and one that can garner you a lot of compliments this fall and a lot of positive attention. And so far, that's exactly what it's done for me. Super happy to have this. Like I said, this may be my favorite release of 2020. Yet to be determined. Got to get through the rest of the year. There's a lot of cool stuff that just came out that I haven't tried yet. But as far as I'm concerned, this is one you need to be looking at if you're looking to get some positive attention. I think this might be my favorite fragrance from Authenticity Perfumes. I've worn it twice now, and I've got it just a few weeks ago. I got the whole line, and I've worn a few of them, and I really think this is my favorite. It's a different take on Barbershop. It's actually called Barbershop from Authenticity Perfumes, but this isn't your traditional barbershop fragrance that's just super aromatic and soapy lavender. It's actually a lot creamier than it is soapy off of my skin, and it's 12 plus hours. Definitely 12 hours because it's 50% oil concentration. It's extrait de parfum to the 10th power. It's outrageous. They are safe, cruelty free, high quality oils. I smell it floating in the air. It's a little soapy, but it's more creamy than it is soapy. It's really going to make you think of a barbershop. It's a very fitting name, and I love that they got the barbershop candy cane style pole, but going all the way around the label. Very inexpensive fragrances too. They're actually like 40 bucks for these 60 ml bottles, and there's actually a 10% off code running right now. I actually have that down below all the time in my descriptions as well if you want to check it out. They got sample packs as well as all the different fragrances are like 40 bucks a piece. 10% off saves you another 4 bucks, but definitely check them out. These are all originals, no clones. And like I said, this is probably my favorite, and it has garnered me some positive attention. It's one that I'm going to be wearing a lot more this fall. Like, probability is much higher for some positive attention when you're smelling fresh and clean. And this isn't your typical citrus fresh and clean. This is a nice creamy soapy fresh and clean, and that's Authenticity Perfumes Barbershop. With all the talk of the new Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum, I'm glad to see that the Intense Eau de Parfum didn't get shoved to the side by most people. This made a lot of people's list this year, and for good reason. It's a lot more readily available than it was last year. In the mid-30s range, you can get it from Kingdom Fragrances down below in the link. Mid-30s for 100 ml. Steve's always got a pretty good stock of these, just in time for this year too, because this is a great fragrance. Fantastic performance. I'll tell you what, the new Boss Bottled Eau de Parfum has a lot to live up to because this is such a good fragrance. I don't know that we necessarily needed that one, but I also have not smelled it yet, and I do love the Boss Bottled line. I'm hoping I'm going to really enjoy it, and it's different enough from this one, but this is a true intense flanker to the original Boss No. 6. It does smell like it, just deeper and richer, not as sharp on the apple and cinnamon. Beautiful, date night worthy, very strong compliment factor from the ladies. It's a great price too. And that's Boss Bottled Intense, the Eau de Parfum. And last but not least, my favorite suit and tie fragrance. It garners a lot of attention for me most of the time when I wear it, because I do tend to spray it a little bit heavier than I really need to. I know a lot of people report spraying 3 to 5 sprays. I tend to spray 7 to 8 sprays, and I refresh when I don't have to, like 5 or 6 hours in, just to strengthen up my scent bubble, because I just love the way it smells. It's from Zaharoff, it's Signature Pour Homme. I just love the way this fragrance smells. It always puts me in a great mood. It smells great off my skin. It's got a warming effect. Fall and spring are my favorite times of year to wear it, because that's when I tend to wear suits a lot more, and Oxfords like I'm wearing right now. It's a great fragrance. Free samples available. This is another one that I got a link below if you want to check it out. But a lot of people have already gotten their nose on this one and know exactly what I'm talking about. This is no secret. This isn't a best kept secret fragrance anymore. It's out there. A lot of people have tried it. A lot of people own it. And for good reason, because it's a damn good fragrance that can garner you a lot of positive attention, especially if you're a business professional. That's what I think this is geared towards. That's what I like to wear it for anyways. Definitely signature scent worthy, but in my opinion, it's more CEO style business professional. And that's Zaharoff, Signature Pour Homme. Well guys, that was the 10. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you already have these, or most of them, or which ones do you have? Which ones do you want to try? Which ones do you not like? Let me know that in the comments down below too. These are definitely some attention getters for sure, in my experience anyways. Will it do the same for you? I absolutely hope so. Like I said earlier, a big smile and a positive attitude will go pretty far when wanting to get some positive attention throughout your day. And until next time, I will say, you get your hands on any of the fragrances that I've discussed here today and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.